woman talks about financial stress, everyone rushes to comfort her. But if a man voiced the same struggle, he'd be called weak or told he's complaining. The double standard is obvious. Men are expected to endure money pressure in silence, while women can present it as society failing them.
Being a single girl in this economy is hard. Either you go on the dating apps or you meet someone in the wild. But every time I go into the wild, I'm spending at least like $150 to leave my house. And the time I spend in the wild, the whole time I'm just thinking about how much I want to go back home. Yeah, that costs me $150 like every single time. I was telling my friends, I was like, I am about to start calling these bars and I'm like, can you put my picture on like a big screen? And then like if any man at the bar is interested in getting to know me, they can like be like, hi, I am. And then the bar can let me know, like, you have 5 contenders here. And I just go to the bar and then I meet them and then I come home. Wouldn't that be so simple? Wouldn't that make my life so much easier? And your life and our lives and all of our lives? Imagine if bars had that feature. They're like, these are the single ladies that want to come to the bar this night. Does anybody love them? Do you love them? And the boys are like, we love them. We would love to date them. And then you can go to the bar and you can find the love of your life and you can get married and live happily ever after. And then we can stop going out and spending $150.
So this is just going to be a little rant about how this country hates single people. You cannot succeed in this country if you're a single person, I swear. So I'm trying to move out of where I live now. I have a terrible living situation. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible. For a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house or apartment, everywhere I have looked near me is starting out at $1,200 to $1,400. How much is it for a 2-bedroom though? Starting out $1,200 to $1,400. So if I had a second person, this would probably be way easier. Not to mention you cannot even have pets at any of these places. How you gonna allow children that will absolutely do damage? But my cats who sleep all day, they can't come? And then Verizon, I need you to count your days. I'm supposed to be paying $85 for unlimited everything. Somehow though, my bill is always $99. And I just got an email a few days ago telling me that my plan is gonna be raised by $4. So I still have a $100 phone payment. So then I was looking to change phone providers because no, but that's pretty much the price anywhere for 1 line. Now, if I were to sign up and get 4 lines, it would be $100. So I can pay for 1 line, which is $100, or I can get 4 for $100. Make it make sense. What the hell? So they're making it to where you cannot survive this economy by yourself. And I don't like people. So like, I don't want people in my space all the time. I'm living with a nightmare roommate right now, and I am miserable. So I know everybody else has gotta be.
For years, the feminist message insisted they didn't need anyone, and now it's circling back as isolation, exhaustion, and dissatisfaction.
One of the things that single child-free people really want is just the validation and someone to hold the space for them when they say, this is fucking hard. Yes, I know that having kids is hard and being a single mom is hard. Of course it is. That's why we don't want to fucking do it. But every time we try to share that this is really hard to do all of this shit alone and to do life alone in this economy, it just gets like hijacked by the moms who are like, being a single mom is hard. Of course it is. But so is ours. And all we want is just the space and ability to be like, hey, it's really difficult to do this shit alone. Let me just move my penis mic for a second. I liked pink and I thought it was cool, but then I got it and I'm like, it looks like a penis. So let me just move that out of the way. I was sitting on my couch in my apartment that I live in by myself, and I'm fully aware that I could get a roommate, but I'm 43 years old and I kind of don't want that and I just want to live by myself. So I was sitting on my couch thinking about, oh, I wonder when I get into a relationship, like would he move in here? I'm not even actively dating, so I don't know why this popped into my head. But I was like, oh, would he move in here? And I'm like, no, there's not enough closet space. So we would have to upgrade into a 2-bedroom. And then I was like, oh, 2 bedrooms are more expensive. Yeah, but when you're splitting the rent with somebody, like it's only going to be what, like $300-400 more than what I'm paying for a 1-bedroom by myself. So if we do the math, as a single person, I am paying like $1,000 more a month just to exist in my apartment that I don't share and split the rent for with anybody. I would actually be saving money moving in with someone and upgrading to a more expensive 2-bedroom apartment. Imagine what I would do with an extra $1,000 a month. So yeah, so I'm covering the costs of just like life in and of itself, an apartment, all of the bills. I'm doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the grocery shopping. If shit goes wrong with my car, guess who's got to bring it to the dealership? Me. Guess whose credit card that shit goes on? Mine. And yes, I am fully aware that these are all choices. Everything is always a choice, right? Like getting married to some dusty ass dude just so you can be like financially comfortable is also a choice. That is not a choice that I am willing to make, and I am fully okay with my life, and it is hard. Just like choose your hard. This is like choose your own adventure. It's okay that it's hard. It's okay that I'm not willing to sacrifice other things. And I just need a moment to say that, yo, this is fucking hard. So all we want is just a fucking moment of carrying all of this by themselves, and you're doing it alone. And there's nobody to tuck you in at night and be like, hey, good job, champ, or I love you, or oh, baby, let me rub your feet. There's none of that. You're just out here doing it alone all day, every day. And I see you. To my single child free people, I see you. It is hard, and you have every right. You come into this comments and be like, thank you. It is hard for me. And you get to say that it's hard, and no one's going to talk you out of it. I will not hijack the situation, and I'm not trying to win, or nobody's really trying to win like the struggle Olympics. It's okay that you get to speak and that it's hard. All right, so that's my piece. Single child free people, see you, love you, and stick around. Make sure you like, follow, save, and share.
Women need to stop turning everyday responsibilities into dramatic burdens and labeling it as waiting for a husband. Real calm comes from developing strength, not hoping a man will save you from basic chores like buying groceries.
One of the things that frustrates me the most when I see single women talking about financial struggle, right? Often blaming systems, even blaming the fact that they're not in a relationship or a partnership. Therefore, that's the reason they're struggling financially. Now, I'm going to say this kindly because I know that gender irrelevant, most people don't understand the truth about money. If you've been brought up to be very conscious and care about the world, or maybe you're just naturally inclined to do so, your focus is probably on the injustice and the inequity that exists within society, and the fact that there are, yes, groups who have been systematically, historically, persistently excluded from financial systems and financial resource. And it's also very true that marriage still is in many places in the world, a necessary survival strategy for women. And if you're a single woman who by circumstance or choice has opted out of that, then you may well be under the illusion that your life has to be hard financially because you may not understand the truth about money.
I'm having one of those hard days today, guys. One of those days where I really wish God would come on with my husband. Where is my husband? Where is he at? Oh my gosh, I needed somebody to help me with my groceries today, to take them out of my car. And usually that doesn't really hit me, but today, I was just like, Lord, what? What is the ETA? And let me reiterate, I will wait. I've been waiting. I've been waiting a while. Do I want a cookie? Absolutely not. I don't want a cookie for waiting. That's what you got to do. But literally, I don't have any other option but to wait. There's not an option. There's not an option to date. There's not an option to settle. There's not an option to do any of those things. Because God has instructed that. And have I stepped outside the wheel a few times? Yeah. But then quickly you realize that, okay, you're settling. And God is like, yeah, go sit back down. What are you doing? But I just needed to rant really quick. Today's been rough. Every month is rough. Let's just say that. But today has been especially rough. Getting my groceries out of my car by myself. Any other day would be fine. Today, I just really needed some companionship, but I will be okay. Ladies will be okay. There's no big sermon in this. I just felt like ranting today. Keep your flesh in check. I know I'm trying my best to do that every month. We got it. We're good.
As Kevin Samuels pointed out long ago, women will be fine. They're independent, powerful, and don't need a man, remember?
So a report came out from Morgan Stanley that suggested that by the year 2030, about 45% of women between the ages of 25 to 44 are going to be single. And if you look at different conversations based upon the study, there was this emphasis on the she economy, basically the rise of an economy where women are getting into more positions of power, getting into more positions into corporate world, specifically into white collar positions, things of that nature. And this goes back to my earlier point. One of the reasons I do think there is a big push for women to delay marriage, to not get married at all, to not have kids at all, is because, again, that gives women more time and access to work and slave away for these corporations. Now, hear me. If you're a woman and you truly don't want to get married, you truly don't want to have kids, no issue there. I think the issue is, though, you are having women get to a certain age and they're looking at their biological clock, or they're looking at their life, and they're not happy. And they're saying, crap, I did this, I did that, I'm making this money, or I'm trying to make money, but I'm lonely. Or I am slaving away at this job and I still can't pay enough bills. Or I'm just tired of, holding a cat when I go to sleep. I want to actually have a human being. Like, the issue again to me is that this conversation around women being single and choosing to be single, it's so one-sided. Like, you're not talking about the pros and the cons. We know that there are pros and cons of getting married. Like, marriage is very difficult. Marriage is beautiful, but it's also tough. I think many of us know the pros and the cons. And a lot of times we talk about the negativity because of the amount of people who get divorced. But when it comes to being single, a lot of times that stuff is just breezed over. Like, there aren't also issues associated with it, especially as a woman, especially if you want to have kids, especially if you want to have a family one day, and what it means to waste some of your prime years in corporate world, or working 13, 14, 15 hours, not investing in your relationships, not investing in finding a partner, not investing in maybe wanting to have kids. And then you get to a certain age and you want to do that stuff and you can't, or it's harder to do so. This is the kind of stuff that we're not told as women. And again, why? Because there is a profit incentive. It can make companies a lot of money if they have a generation of women who choose not to have kids, who choose to go to work, and they're told that that's going to make them happier. And is it really? I don't know. I honestly don't know if it is, because I think if it was, then society would be, I think, in a different place. And we wouldn't see such negativity and so many women going online and talking about how, depressed they are in one moment, but then they're single and independent, but then they're lonely. Like, I honestly, I don't buy it. I don't buy that you can live a lifestyle that is completely against nature, completely against the way God made many of us, and be happy. Like, I just don't think it's believable for most of us.
Welcome to reality, ladies.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all four brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities. And you can't, like, in this city that I live in, public transport, please. If I were to do public transport, it's like asking to get rate, and I really shouldn't be crying because now I have to go to another work event, and now I'm gonna be all puffy. Living is so expensive. Just keeping yourself alive and floating is so expensive. And what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is, if I were to take public transport here, especially for my job requires a car. I have to have a bunch of shit that I have to lug with me for work. And I can't do that with public transport. I'm venting. Inflation sucks. Just living in America sucks. Living alone sucks. It's great, but it sucks. Because you have to front all the expenses by yourself. I need a husband just so that I can live. So we can split the bills.
But wasn't this the dream? Being a strong, independent woman?
Yes, Gen Z girl, how can I help you?
Doctor, so many guys are after me, but none of them are good enough.
What are you good for? Other than your looks, what are you offering? All the time you want men to offer. Have you ever realized that women, other than looking pretty, also has to offer something? All you women do is just scroll on TikTok and Instagram and talk to 10 other men, and then you say that men are not good enough. Other than good looks, what are you offering?
Well,
Exactly. Next! Just wasting time. Please, madam, go.
Good morning, single people, from me and whatever my hair has decided to do today. I want to talk about the economy, kind of. If you are single, you know how expensive it is to be single. You don't split rent, you don't split a mortgage, you don't split the electric bill, the internet bill, nothing. You pay for everything 100% on your own. That costs a lot of fucking money. I don't think that feeling better about being single should cost a lot of money. So when I see dating coaches and matchmakers charging thousands, literally thousands, for something that is not guaranteed and does not have a refund policy, I get concerned. I don't think single people who want partnership are going to be single forever. I don't think that the only way to feel good about being single is to choose being single forever. I don't believe in that. I believe in feeling good while we're single for as long as we happen to be single. And I don't believe in trying to buy our way out of singlehood by paying a matchmaker or a dating coach $3,000. If you do not feel good about your singlehood, if it is frustrating, exhausting, deeply upsetting, and just bringing you the fuck down, you don't deserve that. Since 2019, I have run a podcast helping single people feel better about what we are. It costs $5 per month. It always has, and it always will. You cannot buy a partner, but you can buy a really good podcast.
The single tax is so real. Like, I'm genuinely, like, I would move my parents into my house right now if my parents, like, lived close to me. Like, they're renting, and it would just, like, make my life so much easier. To have somebody to split these fucking bills with. Everything is so expensive. I'm, like, just genuinely, like, fighting for my life. If you have a dual income, no kids household, consider yourself blessed and highly favored. Like, this is why, actually, my 15-year plan when I was 15, or excuse me, my 10-year plan when I was 15, I should have kept to that, actually.
This is exactly what women fought for. Their own income, their own choices, their own lifestyle just for them. So why the sudden complaints now?
How are you guys surviving out there? We know the economy is not going to get any better. And of course, I know I made a video saying that $100,000 a year for a family is barely just getting by in middle class. What is going to change? It's not going to really much in the future. And it's really scary. It's really scary for single moms to be living on a single income, especially this day and age. I want to know how they're making it, and my heart goes out to them because I was a single mom before, and I still am a single mom. What I mean is, when I was a single mom, things weren't that expensive. I was able to manage on one income, taking care of my kid. Now, with everything being expensive, I have no idea where you guys live. I live in Arizona, and when I first moved into my place, it cost like $1,000 a month, which is not that bad here at all. That's pretty cheap. And now I pay maybe $1,600 a month or so. That's not even including utilities, plus food, maybe $200 a week or something like that for food, and electricity, a couple hundred or so a month. It skyrockets in the summertime because it's so fucking hot here. It runs around like 114, 115. But gas is like $4.40 here, I think. You can see where I'm coming along with this here. With everything getting expensive, it's impossible to even combine incomes and still even make it. It's just ridiculous. That's why a lot of people are trying to figure out other incomes. But I wish there was just so many people open to the idea of starting a business, starting digital marketing. But their doubts and fears just get in the way of everything. And it's so frustrating. You make excuses. I've always heard excuses from people. But it's just so crazy. I don't get it. I mean, people just want to suffer and struggle when they know there's so many opportunities out there, but they're just so scared. Hey, you know what? I totally get it, because I was one of those people that felt buying a course was a scam. It took me forever to realize the concept of it. But once I pretty much got my head on my ass and trying to look at everything and decided to take that leap, is when things got better for me. You see the world differently. And I just wish everybody was able to visually see that, because I feel like everyone's just like a one-track mind and they're not able to see openly. I get really scared for our economy, and I'm scared for everybody, American people, everybody, because this is affecting all of us. And that's why I'm here. I know if I took advantage of digital marketing when my daughter was a baby, I probably would be in a different situation here, but I didn't. I don't think it was even available when my daughter was a baby, but that's why I'm here, because I wanted to let all single moms know.
That's today's chapter of the Sigma Chronicles. Subscribe for more unfiltered reality.